Hey guys, it's Miss Cassidy again. So we read the story The Monkey's Paw. What did you guys think? It's a good story, right? So we've done the annotating. We've also seen the different ways that horror can be placed into writing. And how some common tales have things in how some tales have things in common. Sorry. So now it's time for us to check our understanding of the story. Question 1: Mr. White first shows fear of the paw because it A, makes his friends anxious, B, scratches the mantelpiece, C, moves in his hand, or D, has had a spell put on it. If you want to go back or look back, that's fine. Remember that there's nothing wrong with having a little review when you're checking your understanding. So once you've made a decision, place the check and move to question 2. Question 2 and check your understanding. The dialogue in paragraphs 67 and 68 indicates that Mrs. White and Herbert are F, disagreeing about the possible results of their wish, G, mocking the idea that the paw is magic, H, happy that they wish for something sensible, or J, nervous about the harm that the paw might cause. Go back and look at paragraph 67 and 68 if you need to. Make a choice and check your answer. Finally, in question number 3 for check your understanding, based on Mr. White's reaction to the knock on the door in paragraphs 130 to 136, the reader can conclude that he A, wants his wife to go downstairs, B, realizes he ought to make a third wish, C, hopes it will stop if he ignores it, D, thinks it's a rat trying to get into his room. Once you've made a choice, make sure you check your answer and really analyze before that. Okay, speaking of analyzing, when you are done with the story, we always have to analyze the text to make sure that we really understood what the author was trying to make us learn or inform us or persuade us. Remember to go to the online platform at hmh.trinity.org and write your answers, or in this case, type your answers in once you have those answers. Analyze the text. Review paragraphs 1 to 6. What details about the setting seem to foreshadow later events? Remember foreshadowing? We talked about that in an earlier class. Go through all of those paragraphs. Look for details that, give you the setting about the foreshadowing events for the future. Type in your answer and then move on to question 2. Analyze the text, question 2. Draw conclusions. Reread paragraphs 45 to 49. Identify the allusion or reference to a well-known work that Mrs. White makes. What does the allusion suggest about Mrs. White's view of the paw? It's basically, we're going over topics we've talked about before, guys. Last week we learned about allusions. Remember when we read the poem The Hollow? There are allusions in there. It's when they make references to something that's really well known. In this case, they're referring to Mrs. White. She makes a reference. What reference is she making, or what use of the literary device allusion is she using? And what does it say about how she looks at the paw? What is her reaction towards the paw? Analyze the text, question 3. Compare. What do the actions of Mr. and Mrs. White at the end of the story reveal about their different expectations for wishes made on the monkey's paw? Identify what hopes or fears these expectations reveal. So they're basically asking you that based on their actions, the way they act in the story, what are the beliefs that they have, or what do they think will happen once they've made their wishes using the monkey's paw? That's what you're going to look for, their expectations, like what they believe will be the result of their wishes. Really think about that, you guys, before you come to the platform and type in your answer. And remember, when you type in answers, always capitalize and use punctuation correctly, because the program does check all of that. So you don't want to make a grammatical error, spelling, capitalization, punctuation, everything. All right, question 4 in Analyze the Text. Analyze what theme is suggested by the monkey's paw. Provide examples that show how the author develops the theme through the characters and the plot. Remember that the theme is the message that the author is trying to transmit to you. So you can find this through certain things the characters do or say, and even the conflict of the story can demonstrate what the theme is that the author is trying to convey to you as a reader. Again, really take your time, analyze, type in your answer when you feel you have the right answer or you feel comfortable with that answer, and then move on to the last question and analyze the text. 5. Notice and note. Review paragraphs 92 to 95. What do the whites realize about the 200 pounds they will receive as compensation? Compensation, that means that it's like a reward. It's what you get in return for a situation, being as, let's say for an example, if you caught a thief and there was a bounty on his head, that means that they will give you that as a reward for the action of capturing that. Or, if you were just being a nice person one day to a classmate or to your teacher, they might say, hey, here's a lollipop. That's in like compensation for treating me so well. Or extra points for that student that did really well today. So again, really think about your answer, you guys, before you type it in. And remember that once you're done, you got to send it in to me right up here. See that check? I need you to check it for me. Click that check and send it in. So I hope that explains everything that you guys need to know, and I'll see you on the next time. Bye.